6:25 a.m. I'm finishing up my battery charging. As you can see, got giant bags of props to take out to the field. I got my dog, she's just chilling. And I have my backpack, and just put everything in there. I got 3 quads with me today that I'm gonna take for practice. I got 3 batteries I need to repair before I go. And just have a giant messy desk. But other than that, it's kind of all of it. So it's 6:52 a.m. and basically I'm just filling up my water bottles now because I'm gonna need all 3 of these water bottles, believe it or not, because it's gonna be like 100 today at minimum. I got my batteries, I got everything packed up in there, nice and neat-ish. So yeah, I'm just gonna load everything into my truck and then that'll be it. Okay, so it's 3 minutes to 8 and I got my quads kind of more or less all set up. So now I have to get all the gates and flags set up, which is pretty easy. So I use just like a little wagon to pull everything. So what I do is I just hook it from the back, run it through the top with the bungee cords, and then I just have it over here and it just carries everything. So all of this stuff I managed to just do in one trip because of this strategy, which is pretty cool. See, I like hid my water bottles in there, then my props in my backpack and stuff, and batteries on top. So it works really well, and it's like super helpful. So it's a nice day, sunrise right there, or more kind of past sunrise now, but got the field open and gonna start setting up the track. So it's about 8:20 now. I have to just put in the rebar, but I have 8 gates out here, 3 flags, and a hurdle. So that should be pretty helpful. I got some just regular PVC pipe that I kind of use as kind of like a flag on some of these gates. So that's pretty cool. And then yeah, I'm gonna set it up now. So I got the entire track set up. I didn't really have anything in mind, so I just kind of went with whatever I made. And I think it turned out pretty good. So I'm gonna have to plug in more batteries over there. I only got 1 charger and got everything all out kind of, so now I can start practicing. So yeah, gonna be fun. So fun story here, I actually had audio for all this stuff, but because it was so windy, you couldn't hear me at all. So I'm just gonna voice over and just like explain what I'm doing. So here I'm just like scaling my throttle to 50%, so it's basically like running freedom spec. I do this just because I'm like, it's not necessarily because I can't control it at usually the throttle I have, but it's just more to learn the track and just be really nice and slow with it. So it's like a good way to just start off, and slowly I'll like reintroduce throttle. So most of the day I will like never be at 100% till like the last maybe like 20 batteries. So I'll start 50, run like 3 packs with 50%, then like jump right up to 60%, because at that point I feel like, okay, now I'll just like slowly introduce throttle back. So I'll like work a lot on consistency here, not really like worry too much about going fast or like going really really tight, just because I want to learn the track more than like immediately start going fast on it, which is what I found like that's where I like do my best when I do practice, is when I kind of practice like that and take it slower at the start. Because realistically, I'm gonna be out here flying nonstop for probably around 11 hours. So with all that time in between, it's like it doesn't matter if I'm going fast that entire time to me, because I want to work more on consistency here. So finished up the battery, just landing, and yeah. So my setup today is pretty much standard. It's just going to be an R38 with Vanover motors, the Infinity 200 ESC, and my favorite frame, the SingleCore, which it's so far been pretty good. I think I've only broken like 1 arm so far, and it's been super super durable, and I can basically just take all 3 quads out and I'll just guaranteed come home with all 3. So it's pretty nice. So yeah, I'm going to get back to practicing. It's turning out to be a really really nice course. Just kind of like looks good all around. So yeah. Hiroki, were you going zoom? So now it's about midday and I'm going up to a 72% throttle cap, and I'll just keep slowly moving up throughout the day by like 4 degrees each time. And yeah, so I find it pretty helpful because I like to work on consistency a lot, like I said before. And yeah, so throughout the day I'll just basically just keep flying like this all day, and then probably near the last 20 packs of the day I'll go to 100 and just stay like that for the whole rest of the day. And yeah, I very much enjoy working on consistency because it's something I'm always like striving to have. So on the screen right now I'll put up a little I guess screenshot of my second GQ run of this season. I managed to get a 99% consistency on that run. Of course my like fastest run was more like 97% I think, so it wasn't as consistent, but I really like to work on having that really high consistency because it just like lets me know that I can always like repeat a run. Like it's just not like a little flaw where it's like, oh, you got a really fast time and then like really slow time. No, it's like that's just my average speed and just something I can repeat really easily. So yeah, my first race win actually on the 3rd round. So the way Temple runs, which is where I usually race, is that there's 3 rounds. One will be like a throwaway round, but if you get 2 first, you automatically win, but they'll still run the 3rd round just for fun. So I had the choice of like not flying it in that 3rd round, but I just decided to, and I have a picture on my wall of that 3rd round, and it's just 99% consistency. So I'll put a picture of that on the screen right now. So yeah, I actually took TQ in that race too, which was pretty cool, and it was my first race since like 2019 that I had been to, so it was really cool to be able to like show up to my first race in like 2 years and then take first, because in 2019 I took like 540th on the global qualifier, and then in 2021 I got 43rd, so it was like a really big improvement. So yeah, so now it's later in the day here. I'm at 100% throttle and just kind of just working on going fast, but also keeping it consistent as as consistent as I can. So yeah, and a little fun story, when I come into land after this lap right here, if you look at the sides, the sprinklers are actually on for the field, so I'm like avoiding water this whole run. So here, if you look right there, you can see the sprinklers. So yeah, so that was my last battery of the day, and it was like 8:23ish. So I don't have an outro either, so this is just some old footage that I took that I was going to use as B-roll, but now it's just the outro. So hope you enjoyed.